The other day, Slam was queuing up to play some ranked games, and as usual, queued up against one of the Vietnamese players. With the time zone that Slam plays in, he's pretty nocturnal, plus he lives on the West Coast, so he's always playing at times where other pro players aren't playing, like European pros you might see more frequently. So instead, he faces up against players like Huang, players like Bact, players like Say My Name pretty frequently. And nowadays on DE with the ranked queue and the fact that there's servers, there's not near as much lag as there used to be. So for him, he's really enjoying himself, and he's been enjoying some excellent form recently too. I think he recently became more active, and so many people are rooting for him already. He's such a nice guy. Bact, he tends to pause a lot in game. Yeah, he takes a lot of breaks. And you're probably thinking, T90, why are you telling us that? That doesn't seem relevant at all. Well, apparently, he queued up for a game, he walked away from his computer, and he forgot about it. Yeah. So, here's Slam. He started the game. Now, if you know the queue, what happens is you queue up for a game. When you get a game, it says you've got a game. It tells you the settings. It does not tell you your opponent, but it gives you a 60-second countdown. So, he's doing his thing. He's doing his Dark Age. And he's scouting around. And at this point, he hasn't really realized the situation with Bact. But Bact is not there. I've never seen this before. Well, actually, I have seen this before, but back in the Voobly days. Now, back in Classic, is what I call it, Age of Empires on Voobly, what would happen if there's an issue or lag or I don't know, someone AFKs for whatever reason, what would happen is they would click save and exit, the game would close, neither of them will lose rating, and that's that. Well, on DE, there is no save and exit prompt. Like, you can't choose to save and exit from this point. So, Bact returns soon, and Bact is like, WTF, what's your pop? Hey, what do we do? Because if Bact quits, he loses points, which honestly he should, right? It's his fault he wasn't there. If Slam quits, he loses points. So somebody's losing points here, right? Now, back before Team Secret was a thing, all the best players in the world were on Tyrant. There was Tyrant Legends and Tyrant Warlords. It was like having an A and a B team that was stronger than any other clan. And Slam, who's on Secret nowadays, with Viper and Tato and co., was on Tyrant, and so was Bact. Bact was also on Tyrant. So these guys have known each other for years, and since they play in the same time zone, they play each other so frequently, and they know each other so well, right? So unfortunately, just DE things, I can't see in-game chat, but I don't remember the exact time. But in a moment, Bact is going to return and realize, like, uh-oh, what has happened here? And then Slam's going to realize, oh, he doesn't have any score, he hasn't been scouting, he hasn't been collecting resources. So Slam's going to do something, which I would have never done, but he's from Canada, he's a nice guy, he probably apologizes for this. Yeah! He deletes his Vils! That's right! Bact and Slam were having a conversation. Slam was like, well, what do we do? And Bact said, delete your Vils. And Slam just did it. He didn't even think twice about it. So now they're going to start once Slam gets back to 3 population. But here's the thing. He has 150 food in the bank. So he's less than Bact. He also does not have his sheep. And so he only has 3 deer and 2 boars. So he is actually at a disadvantage here. So Slam, I think at this point, is trying to get back up to 3 population. Notice how Bact's not moving. But Slam flat out, I mean, I guess he has scouting, but he deleted all of his villagers. Okay, Slam is at 4 population, Bact is at 4 population. This would be the proper starting time. Slam, create an extra vill. You're gonna need it. Create an extra vill here, dude. Okay. He's created an extra villager. But how ridiculous is this? And now they're gonna play. I'm not the nicest guy in the world, but I try to be. And I would have nicely said, Bact, stop trolling, please just resign. He didn't do that. He didn't do that. He just straight up deleted his Vils. I don't know if it was extreme confidence. I don't know if it's because he doesn't take rated games too seriously, but here he goes. Now, Bact actually, I haven't casted this game yet. I only saw it from one player's perspective. Bact actually hasn't started yet. But I still think, considering the fact that Bact will have all of his, I guess, cows and some of his sheep, Bact will be in a reasonable position. And trust me when I say this game actually turns into something pretty interesting. Okay. Now, I recall Bact saying one more sec. Didn't pause or anything, which he tends to do in-game. I don't know why he didn't do it this time around. So Bact... okay, I think this is going to even things out a little bit. What a weird game. It's like one player has handicapped themselves, only the players are so evenly matched that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And Slam figures whatever. I'll push the deer. So he has one more deer after this. He has 2 boars. And the risk is going to be, can he get to feudal age? All right, here's the start for Bact. Now, this is what's funny. Bact, and I have to applaud both of the players for being so kind. Bact, he gave Slam a bit of a head start, and he realizes that, well, he doesn't have his cows anymore, so he's not going to take his cows. He's not going to take his cows and his sheep. So he started off with a mill like a low elo legend, because he knows that he needs to make it fair somehow. So it's 6 villagers versus 8 villagers. Slam does have a bit of a head start. Slam did not ask Bact to do that either. He had no clue. But I just, it's so cool, man. Like, I feel like this is so unique to the Age of Empires 2 community because it's such an old community. Like these guys have been playing for over 5 years, right? They've known each other so well for years. And the fact that in a rated game, Slam would delete his pop like that, and then Bact would play it like this is hilarious to me. So he's just scouting with his cows, and he's scouting with his eagle, and that definitely does set him back a little bit. But keep watching. This game does turn into a really interesting, high-level game, exactly what you expect from the players when it's a normal opening. It's so ridiculous. So let's talk about the potential openings. Let's try and cast this like it's a normal game, right? Slam... Now, we'll probably need to add a few farms to get feudal and be able to research things comfortably. But more often than not, you're going to see scouts. Especially from Huns, but especially from Slam. The Slam loves that. So you have the mobility. With that mobility, you never know what you're going to find at the Aztec player's base, but normally you can break in through the... before they get the walls up. You're more mobile than Aztecs, even if they go Eagles. It's a good opening. You can transition then into the Cav Archers. It's always really difficult to know what to do against Aztecs, though, because the Aztecs can make monks to convert the Cav Archers, they have amazing skirmishers, and they have eagles to take out Cav Archers. So Aztecs, as I've discussed many times in videos, but more so recently in that 1v1 Heresy Tech video, which will be recommended at the end of this, Aztecs truly have all the counters. You make knights, they have monks and pikes. You make any range, they have the answers there too. And if you make siege, the monks can convert that. It's a 6 civ. That combined with the fact their military creates a bit faster, their monks get extra HP on their... they get plus 5 HP every time there's a tech research that makes them very strong. So, Bact is behind, which I'd say he probably deserves to be, because he was AFK for a really long time. 14 villagers against 17, and when you're behind like this, and you're going to spend a lot of your time pushing deer, you probably need to wall. Now, I just know someone out there who's a low elo legend and likes those episodes is going to say that Bact did it. Bact built a mill before the lumber camp, but I think in this case, if he wasn't going to take his sheep, he needed to start off with a mill. And there goes Slam on the way to feudal age. Now, you go back to Slam's point of view. Now, he's completely out of sheep at this point. He's built 4 Dark Age farms, which is not the norm. He did that largely because he, well, deleted his villagers and already taken sheep. He's going to build this lumber camp. He's going to build this lumber camp. He doesn't know what's coming in yet from Bact. He doesn't know what to expect. You can see based on the score that the populations must be close-ish. Bact is scouting the south with cows and sheep right now. Eventually, he's going to work his way around to Slam's base, I think. But Bact decides, I will just wall and go for fast castle. It's probably the best move. Now, you're going to see some weird things in this game. You already have seen some weird things in this game. I think it's possible that Bact was drinking a little bit. Because of some of the, let's say, some of the messiness that you'll see, economically speaking, and some of the decisions. Now, that's not to take away from what becomes a very, very competitive game. And he could still win the game, but I don't know. Bact is such a nice guy. If you don't know him, he's just always giggling on his stream. seems so kind and has really improved his English over the years on Twitch too, which is cool. I like how streaming has influenced his day-to-day life, right, with learning English. But anywho, this is just, I'm just so happy. I'm so happy with this. Like, pro players taking a game so unseriously for once is cool to me. Now Slam, he realizes now, after seeing the walls, that Backed is going for Fast Castle. He knows that that's dangerous. He also sees that Backed has a gold here, which is walled out. So here he comes. He's going to punish that, or try to, with some towers. That's probably the best approach. If someone goes full wall, you build towers and then batter down that wall. They can't easily wall behind. See how this house is here? If there were villagers attacking this piece of the palisade wall, and there was no tower, more walls could come up behind. But Slam's probably looking to see where the guy's getting gold, and he actually gets lucky here, because Back decided to get this gold. And this is kind of what I was leading up to. I don't know why Backed would not take this gold. That gold has been scouted. It's safer. And if pressure started coming in from Slam, he could just wall behind. Like, he couldn't wall directly behind like this, and after the tower's up, but he could wall to the cliff, and I don't know. I was just surprised by that. But Backed's eco is hurting, and Slam has such a big head start to Feudal Age. That tower's going up. There's nothing Backed can do about it. And so Backed decides to Backed up. I've only made that pun 5,000 times over the last 5 years. And Slam now sees this gold too. So Slam might be asking himself, well, why didn't he take that gold? Is he going to take that gold? If so, what can I do about it? While at home, Slam is just adding some farms. Did build a barracks, so I thought maybe he would add an archer range. I thought maybe he would add a stable. He didn't do that. Now, it cracks me up because Backed showed up with the cows and the sheep. And I told Slam to make a zoo, which he did not do, sadly. I guess he's taking it more seriously than I thought. But Slam refuses to take it. He refuses to take the cows and the sheep. And it's not the first time we'll bring that up. Feudal Age onwards, and it's not the last time we'll bring that up either. But yeah, Backed does the right thing, and he just walls further behind. I think Slam realized that potential, so he decided not to pressure anymore. And he needed gold anyways, so he runs down here to the neutral gold in the south. And he will just mine that as he's getting that food count up. I wonder what the play is here for Backed, because he only has 4 on food right now. I think he will sell his stone. I have a feeling he's going to sell stone and then buy food to get castle. I could be wrong on that. But I think if you want to get to the next stage as quickly as possible, that's the play. He's also going to chop this tree, is he? What's this? Oh, it's a sneak villager. Now, Slam hates to play against Huang because of Huang's crazy all-ins. He always sneaks villagers after full walling himself. And we're going to see that here from Backed, and Backed is no stranger to Huang either. Now, Huang is the TC eater, and Backed noticed that Slam's scout was there. Says, okay, I need to sneak another one. So there he goes. I'm surprised he didn't... Oh, no, he sold the stone. Okay, so he sold stone, gets a bit more gold in return, and we'll soon click up to the next stage. And Slam's looking around. He doesn't see a barrack, so this is where not having an extra scout will hurt Slam. I feel like he should probably realize that there's villagers coming forward. But this is where he sends the cows back to Backed. We'll eventually take down that palisade wall with the tower, and we'll try and get them over to Backed and tell Backed to delete his walls for it. But yeah, you see villagers on gold, you see a market. So if you see a market, it normally means someone has gone Fast Castle with a blacksmith and a market, which means no military buildings. Where could it be then? Here's the barracks. It's right in the middle of the map, and Slam has a stable. Slam is about to click to Castle Age himself. He moves the cows and the sheep out of the way, but there he goes. I mean, he's pretty far behind Backed, and the pressure is going to be coming. Now, I think at this point, because of the score, and the score is a combination of a lot of things. It's a combination of researches, kills, economy. I think Slam was pretty confident. Like, he felt like, all right, well, There's no way I'll lose this game. I'll probably still be faster to Castle Age. This is where he signaled and said delete your walls. That would have been next level if he had army and back deleted the walls and then the army came in. But like, Slam's gonna realize here, this could be bad for me. Like, he's adding the scout now, and you can see he wants to send the scout this direction to see what Bact is possibly up to. But he does not see the villagers moving around this way. Bact's also doing a great job at hiding his eagle. Because if Slam sees the eagle scouting around here, he might get suspicious of something. Okay, he sees that eagle. And he's looking, right? He's looking. Is there a sneak? This would be a great spot. This would be where Huang would do it. Slam does not see the terrain change, but he will see the second eagle, he'll see the barracks, and that means forward. Aztecs are so deadly with this. Now, this is going to be all in. This is going to be all in. When you sell your stone like that, you're never building a second town center. You just send tons of villagers to gold. And there's the siege workshop too. So, here's the trouble. Here's the struggle, as I would say, with Huns. If you make knights, and there's mangonels, monks, and eagles, the knights can't close in because of the power of those monks. So the earlier you hit, the better. But Bact already has the momentum. He already has a mangonel out. He already has eagles out before Slam can even make a knight. Now one villager goes down already for Slam. He has to abandon his stone. And he's like, well, shoot! I could actually lose this. And Bact has to be very careful with this mangonel. And also very careful with the monks. Now, what you're going to see is some crazy micro from both of them here. This game is no longer about memes and trolls. This game is very much about how good are players with their fingers. How quick can they be? And there's a perfect example of it. That knight was about to go down. Slam pulled it away. Value. He needs to stick around, and now he's building a castle. Okay, so he's building a castle. He was on stone. That will protect himself a bit from this push. Slam also added a, oh, I thought that was a second town center for some reason. But no, I think he added the market. And he added the market in there, and I'll get to that in a moment. Slam goes in with the scout, and he snipes a monk. Every little bit counts. Also runs the weak, like, that's so sick, man. To run the weak knight away like that. So Slam has killed monks, he's killed mangonels, he's kept all of his knights alive. Now he's adding his own monastery so he can heal up his knights. Beautiful play from Slam. The castle should protect the town center. I'm not sure if it protects it if these buildings get cleared out, though. And it's very difficult when your opponent's full walled like this, because there's not really a way for Slam to counter. Okay, more walls from Bact just so the knights don't counter, because that was about to be opened up. One of the most difficult pushes to face up against here, ladies and gentlemen, and the cow is going to switch sides now. I like how, out of all the things that Slam has to prepare for and do, he clicks the cow that direction to give it to Bact. Okay, so he abandons that wood line. It doesn't seem like this is going to be a tough push to deal with, but because Aztecs get extra HP on their monks, every single upgrade only gets stronger. So the play is going to be Knights and Lightcap for Slam. It's going to be a struggle, though, to have the food to do that, because he only has like 9 on food right now. He had to abandon a lot of those farms. Now in here he has a scout, and here he has a scout, and here comes some spears to counter the scouts. And no, the sheep! The sheep died! And Sanctity is a big one. So Sanctity will give the monks extra HP, but also the Sanctity upgrade will give plus 5 HP, because it's Aztecs. Nice attack round there from Bact. He tried to get the monk. And here comes Slam going for the monks, and Sanctity wasn't in yet! And so a lot of holy men go down, but more importantly, only 2 monks go down for Bact. They'll heal each other up, they'll heal the knights that they convert. If Slam makes defensive siege, that can be converted after that redemption tech. It's just such a difficult play to face up against. Now also when redemption is in, you can convert buildings. And if redemption comes in now, and Bact chooses to keep the stable alive, he can convert the stable, and Aztecs can make Zalata warriors, which is like a knight from Mesosivs. They can't make their own stables, but it's like a little Easter egg. If you convert a stable, you can make them. I wouldn't recommend it, unless you're trying to rub it in your opponent's face that you stole their stable, but go for it. Bact realizes it's more important now to to get those points, right? So he wants to win after all of this, and we'll just ram that stable down. Light Cav is on the way for Slam. If you're wondering what Slam has, well, he has TCs. So eventually that eco is going to spike up, that eco is going to kick in, and once it does, he'll feel like he's in a very nice position. 50 villagers versus 42 already. Now look at Backed. This is... I look back at this eco. Now this is a product of how much focus he's going to put into the push. But he is wide open. He is going to build some walls here, but it's such a messy eco. All in on golds. Now let's check the HP on the monks. 55 HP. Atonement's about to come in. That will be 60 HP. Atonement means that you can convert enemy monks. Not the most important upgrade, but it's also not the most expensive upgrade. And that monk goes down for Slam. It's not like Slam is going to make too many more monks. But since it's only, I think, 250, 270 gold, and you have 21 villagers on gold, you might as well go for it. Okay, so Redemption is on the way. I think Backed misclicked this monk. He wants the relics. Now, something I haven't mentioned is that Aztecs get 33% more gold per relic collected. That monastery will go down. It's not a huge deal. I think Slam should sense at this point, because of how bold the monks are being, that Redemption is in. So Slam almost needs Knights to take out Eagles, because Light Cav alone won't do it. You see how Backed isn't converting the market yet? This is really smart thinking. He wants a Mangonel for himself. He wants Slam to engage, and yeah, Slam did not engage, and now I think Backed misclicked there and started to convert the building, and now Slam will know. So now it's all down to Micro, and 65 HP on the monks is just insane. And I think the Siege Workshop will have to be deleted. Like, maybe Slam can get away with creating one Mangonel, but he could lose the Siege Workshop soon. Here come 2 Light Cav. Here's more Light Cav from the south. We have large groups. 1 monk went down. Can Slam get another good engagement on the monks? He goes in. He loses a knight. Oh, these things are so tanky. But that's a good engagement for Slam. Just clear out the holy men. The monks won't die. The monks won't die. Okay. Well, fortunately for Slam, he does survive with a few units. It takes a lot of hits. And there he clears out more monks. But now he's losing the Siege Workshop. And here he does a fast conversion, and he does not kill another monk. 69 villagers against 49 villagers. It's an all-in push from Backed. Backed will continue with the all-in play. Just 1 TC. He is creating vills out of it, but Slam's been creating vills out of multiple TCs. Slam has 31 on food. With continuous Light Cav production, he could be okay. Every time he takes out a Mangonel and a monk, it just gives him more time for that eco to spike up. Slam didn't need to do this. He could have said, Backed, resign. I'm not deleting my population, you crazy person. He could have said that. But no, he's Canadian. He's too nice. He's too nice. He actually deleted his people. And somehow that's a nice thing. But again, beautiful micro from Slam. And I know that this game didn't develop in a normal sense. It does not seem like we're 40 minutes into this game based on the populations you're seeing. But seriously good micro from Slam. Time and time again, picking things off. I think Backed probably needed more spears and eagles in front. You know, like he didn't have as much of a buffer as you would normally see with this type of a push. And even separating the eagles from those monks could be dangerous. And Slam gets 2 monk kills just like that. Means the Mangonel can be useful, and he's also used the TC and the Knights to clear up the eagles. Slam's been taking some really nice engagements. The more the food eco rises, the more Slam can justify making Light Cav and getting more upgrades on them, like getting the attack upgrade now. And normally with this type of a push, you would not want to have lost as many monks, and you would not want to have to be remaking numbers so frequently. Again, Slam clears out 1 monk, he clears out a 2nd monk, loses 2 Light Cav. Not easy to convert Light Cav, that's for sure. But also, I don't think Slam will be too disappointed, because Backed would have wanted those monks to convert Knights. So here are more monks, and more kills for Slam. Will he be able to kill more? He will not? Look how those units are in a line like that. It's like they're in a line to get healed up or something. But anyway, Slam, again, taking good engagements. At this point, 89 population versus 78. It's 21 military versus back, but it's awkward. Slam has all this back eco to go to. He's also been expanding down here as well, as we've been focusing more on the micro. And with the castle, Backed almost has to go this direction, but he's getting chainmail now. And this is something that I think would typically have come earlier, but Back didn't expand to TCs for a while. So he's now on 3 town centers, but 25 villagers behind. This was what I was expecting 10 minutes ago from Back. This is the type of push that can be devastating if you have the mangonels. But Slam held for a while. Alright. So here he comes. Now, I don't know if Slam can engage against this. It's a lot of eagles, with a lot of upgrades. He doesn't have that many light cav around, he just has knights. And now he could lose the stable. Now, will he delete the stable in the siege workshop? Do you want to give Aztecs the stable in the siege? The stable would just be downright hilarious. Backed is paying very close attention. That's the beauty of not having as much economy. And he converts the stable. And he also converts the siege workshop. Now, first thing he does is a lot of warriors. Here they come. I like how the memes continue. So you can't get defense upgrades, right? Because you're Aztecs, but your attack upgrades do apply to them. They also look amazing. I love that. It's like a jaguar warrior on top of a horse. The stats are not that impressive, and you can't get a lead or anything. But hey, you can do it. How often are you going to see that, right? I would do it too. I'd make at least one. Also, it's quite nice as a raiding tool. It's better than the Eagle, right? And more HP than the Eagle too. The lack of defense is the issue. Slam has quite a few idle villagers now. He has 20 idle villagers. He tried to loop around this way, and he's hoping to pick off monks, as monks are stopping by to drop off relics. You look at Back's point of view, he scouted a lot. This will be a 4th relic if he gets it. Loses this monk. Meanwhile, we have fights here. There's lots of warriors raiding. The Mangonel is firing on the town center. This is just madness. Oh, man. Now, Backed, it's not the most impressive economy. There's a lot of idols. This is why I said I felt like Backed was drunk. Like, this is not something you see from Backed normally. But he's building a castle to stabilize a bit at home. And now he's raiding in the back. It's 100 population to 110. Slam needs to take care of the monks, and here comes the swarm. He knows the equals are separated, so he sends in the light cav. These high HP, annoying Aztec monks go for conversions, aiming primarily on the knights, I hope. There are 3 knights out here for Backed, so he did get at least 3 conversions. Plus, he has the Zalata warriors, and Backed is actually leading in population, at least temporarily he is. This is unreal. There's so many idle villagers for Slam. Imagine if Backed would have held on a little bit more in the early Castle Age. This push would probably just end the game then. But thankfully, Slam was able to hold from it, and that was an even trade instead of a game-ending trade. Another town center for Backed. It's 78 villagers for him, and it's 70 for Slam, who, at this point, he doesn't have a lot of gold remaining, and he doesn't even want to make gold units. So, what's the choice now for Slam? Well, he has stables here. He also tried to go for the raid. This is the first time he's been to Backspace in a long time. He's trying to break through the wall, and I thought Backed went for the quick wall, but Backed didn't go for the quick wall. Again, very unlike him. Slam gets the pickoffs, and this is where Slam can start to change that focus. Backed has all of his force here. Backed has been running through at Slam space. Slam has the mobility, and Slam's diving in now. And if he's able to use that mobility effectively and split up groups into 3 or 4 numbers, he can go from being behind in villagers to being ahead very quickly. Still has to worry about everything at home, but I remember earlier he was scouting the wood line and the gold, ran over there. Also is diving underneath the farms, and 40 idols for Backed. Meanwhile, Backed arrives with eagles. This is such a good game. Slam will have to run away here, while already having idols within that town center. Multiple groups from Slam. He'll hit the stone. Backed has to quickly stonewall, which he will do, but not save that villager. And also needs to somehow defend here. Look at the idols for both of them. 91 versus 99 population. What a beautiful game. This just makes me happy. This whole game, everything about this just made me happy. Thank you, Slam and Backed, for this treat of a game. Maybe a series will come out of this. Pro Delete Villager Challenge, where regular plebs play up against pros, where pros delete their villagers. I don't know. Slam finally has the final armor upgrade, and if Backed doesn't bring military back to his base, it's possible that with Rams, which Slam's making, and Knights, the town centers can start melting. So the monks are coming back now. They're very slow, and now the eagles are going in with Maganel. Will 3 monks be enough? Backed will go for conversions. Even if he gets 3 conversions, I'm not sure if he will. What? Did he only get 1? Oh man, he only got 1. Even if he got 3, Slam would have knights remaining, and that town center's going down. And now Backed is starting to really feel the heat. And it's always a bad sign when you're in Backed's position when you have to run back home. Sometimes the best way to defend your base is to attack your opponent. Force them to come back, and that's exactly what's happening. Backed wouldn't do it if he didn't feel he needed to. And Slam made him feel like he needed to. And now things are starting to swing back into Slam's control. With the Vill count, also the gold control, Slam could take this gold. That's something Backed hasn't been able to take. Backed does have 4 relics, and he's also taking this gold at Slam's base. But if it's 23 military versus 23 military, the Knights are stronger. And the food economy is very stable for Slam with 35 on food. And just 5 on food for Backed now. This is such a messy base. so many villagers have died in this game. They did nothing to you, Slam and Backed. They did not deserve this. A nice micro. If you could call it micro, it's repair micro. Repairing the TC and re-garrisoning as he's trying to get military numbers back here, but the Eagles just got slaughtered. Now Slam will be aware that this gold's being taken. He won't like that, but he can think about what to do against that. He's on stone, so maybe a castle there soon. And I think at this stage of the game, Backed said, WTF, where's extra gold? So props to the guy for looking for the extra gold. He just found it. It was right in that little pocket of space. And I think he was hoping that with the gold he could make more, but he doesn't have a whole lot of gold. He can't get the numbers up. Not sure it even would have mattered. It's 112 population against, I'm sorry, 72 now, and Backed has so many idols. Now, this is the result that I wanted. Backed is going to fight a bit longer, of course, but I would have felt quite bad if Slam didn't end up winning this game. Like, he deserved the points. He did nothing wrong. He did the nice guy thing to delete his vills. And I'm really glad he did. I'm also just really glad he got the win. So funny. And Slam, he's going to do the correct move. He's going to drop a castle here. He was going to go to the Imperial Age. And, of course, Backed would have been nowhere close. And that's the game. So, that is... Oh my god, I just thought of something. Okay, you know what? I'm actually going to end this game with another story, because I was about to say that is the only time I've seen a pro player delete villagers at the start and have the game play out and have them win. That's what I was about to say, but I just remembered there actually was a time that I was playing Vivi, or Fat Dragon, who's a pro player from China. This was like a year ago. And we played a 1v1. I won the game. And I was feeling really good about myself. I remember I was streaming it. I had amazing mobility with my knights. I had amazing macro. And I beat him, right? First time I had a serious win against a pro player. I went back. I watched the recorded game. And he had deleted his starting 3 villagers. So this is actually the second time that I've seen that. I also then went to his stream and watched the replay of when he was playing me. And he was also smoking a cigarette in the Dark Age. So 1 hand on the mouse, 1 hand smoking a cigarette after deleting 3 villagers. I remember I was so high, and then I became so low after that. Geez, but I need to sum this video up. I'm sorry, guys. Coffee and casting does not mix, but that was hilarious. If I was streaming this, I would say salute to Slam for being the nice guy, and for Backed as well, for not taking the cows, right? Because he still could have taken his cows and sheep if he wanted to. We probably won't ever see a game like this again. We might look back at this for years to come because this is so unique. Unless Backed goes AFK more frequently, I'm not sure. The big difference was the food income. Slam used that food income to make light cav. He used the food income to snipe monks. And then he used the food income to create more villagers, which would have given him more stone, more gold if the game continued with all that control. Have you ever seen a timeline like that? The light red and the light blue is economy, and the dark color is military. Have you ever seen a timeline like that? They did start at a very similar point, I guess. But yeah, this is just so freaking weird, man. If I were to show you this, you would not have been able to understand it without the explanation, without the backstory. But YouTube, thank you. Didn't I say I was going to suggest a video at the end of this? I hope it's not overly annoying, by the way. If you guys need to go do stuff, that's fine. You don't need to watch the next video. But I've been trying to suggest videos that are older because I know that even people who have been around for a year or two did not see my earlier videos, which were quality. And I swear I said I was going to suggest a certain video. And I don't remember it. So, whatever video I said previously, I apologize. I won't be able to do that one. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a regicide game between Backed and Yo. I think it was 4 years ago I uploaded it, and it was on Pilgrims. 1v1 pros on Pilgrims. It's a classic. I think it has less than 10,000 views. But anyways, thanks for watching. Watch out for your villagers and make sure that when the game starts, you're actually there to play. I'll see you next time.